Hey and welcome. I'm Laura, live Namasturm Yoga. This is going to be an all levels Vinyasa yoga practice. So join me on your mat. We're going to sit, and the first few things we're going to do in this practice are actually going to be seated as we start to connect to our breath and get warmed up so that once we get into the flow, we're feeling ready to go. So just take your hands to your knees here, move the shoulders back so that they stack over the hips. If you need to sit up on a block or a folded blanket, feel free to do that so that you can kind of bring your hips under your shoulders a little bit more easily and let your knees relax down. Just close your eyes, let your head float on top of the neck, nice and easy. Check in with how you're feeling at this moment of your day. Notice your breath. And then we're going to transition to an Ujjayi breathing practice. So slightly narrow the back of the throat. And as you inhale and exhale, in addition to listening to the sound of your breath, you can also start to create a rhythm so that there's a nice, steady, even rate of breath that's happening for you. And then keeping the hands on the knees, we're going to start to move the spine with the breath. So on an inhale, move your heart forward and your shoulders back. A little bit of a back bend. As you exhale, go the other way. So round your back behind you, let the head drop down. Inhale, move forward with the heart. Maybe let the head fall back. Exhale, arch the spine. Back and forth. So this should feel a little bit like cat-cow from a seated position. Come back to center. Let's go ahead and take the left hand over to the right knee. Turn over the right shoulder. A little seated twist here. Keep breathing. And then we're just going to twist the other direction. Right hand to left knee. Left fingers behind you. And then come back to center. Let's change the cross of your legs. So bring your other shin in front. Take your hands back to your knees. And now instead of just going forward, back, we're going to circle. So we're going to move forward and then to the side, whatever side you want, and back. And then to the other side and forward. So you're just doing a little spiral. The breath here, you're going to inhale to the side as you're going forward and exhale to the side as you're going back. So there's still a connection of the breath to the movement of the body. Notice where there's stiffness or resistance or tension in your back, in your whole torso here. Don't try to push or force your way through. Just continue to move, but be aware, be mindful. And then at some point, just change your direction so that you're rotating still, but the other way. You can expand your range of motion, so you might really start to feel like you're rolling between your sit bones, letting yourself lean way back and way forward. Just keep your hands anchored on your knees to keep yourself from actually falling in any of those directions. All right, and then come on back to center. We're going to go ahead and uncross the legs. Let's come to our feet. Have them about hip distance apart and parallel. And if you can't come to a squat easily, you could have your hips still on the ground. If you can come to a squat but your heels are lifted, that's fine. If you can get the heels down, take them down. Wrap the arms around your shins and tuck in here. Breathe into the back of the body. Now, on an inhale, see if you can press down the feet and rise all the way up to standing, reaching the arms into the air, maybe looking up. Exhale, come back down, drop the hips to the heels, curl back into your little ball. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, fold down, curl down. And follow the pace of your own breath here, so you don't have to move at the same rate as I'm moving. And go ahead and we'll take this upright one more time, coming all the way up. And then let's go ahead and grab the right wrist with the left hand. Pull over for a little side stretch to the left. Keep rooting the feet down. Come back up, and we're just going to switch directions. So grab your left wrist, pull yourself over to the right to stretch the side of your torso. Come back up, and then swan diving forward over the legs. Bend the knees at the bottom. Let's roll up. So stacking your spine as you come on up. Inhale, reach the arms, maybe look up. Exhale, swan dive forward. So the legs are staying basically straight here, although the knees can bend a bit more as you roll up. Inhale. Exhale, fold downward. Do this one more time. And then the next time you find yourself in your standing forward fold, go ahead and hold here. Let's just dangle. Loosen up the back of the neck by nodding or shaking the head. You could sway the torso. Maybe even grab the elbows here. Let go. Okay, from here, plant your palms. Let's step to plank pose. Shoulders stay over the wrists. Reach through the heels, reach through the head, strong through the core of your body. And then we're going to come to the floor. So I recommend knees down on this first time. Bend the elbows, carefully, slowly lower the heart between the hands. Let's just take a simple Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders. Come on up with the upper body, giving yourself a little stretch. Legs are really relaxed behind you. Glutes soft. And then if you want to go a little deeper, spread your fingers, root down with the hands, and start to straighten up the elbows. Just let the upper body come up. Lots of space though between the ears and shoulders. And then finally, if you're ready to move to Cobra, move your hands back so that they're right under your shoulders. Keep the elbows a little soft. Keep the shoulders back and down and away from the ears. Just remember the legs and the glutes are still soft here. And then from Cobra pose, let's take our first down dog. So tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips, root into the hands, and just give yourself a little time to pedal through the feet. Bend one knee, let the opposite leg straighten. Just a real simple down dog warm up. Or if there's another way you like warming up this pose, give yourself a chance to follow that. Okay. Let's take the right leg into the air, open the hip and bend the knee. Let the heel drop to your left hip as the knee points to the sky. Rotating the hips, but trying to keep the chest and shoulders level. Look forward, step the right foot all the way between the hands. So you want to end up with knee over ankle, and this is just a really important alignment principle for the safety of your knee. Take a second with the fingers on the floor, lined up with the toes. Reach the head forward. Reach through the back heel so that back leg gets a nice stretch here, even as we lunge deeper. And then plant your left palm down, right inside of that right foot. Take the right arm up. Twist. Stack your shoulders. Turn your head to look up towards your thumb. Knee stays lined up right over your ankle. Don't let it wobble to the side. And then turning to the floor, let's lower the left knee down. Extend the foot back for a low lunge, but we are going to come up with the upper body. You could keep your hands on the floor if you need to, or you can start to move them to your thigh, hips forward toward that front heel, or you could reach the arms up, or I know a lot of my students like to take their hands behind their head, because then you can rest your head back into the hands and open your elbows. Especially if you sit at a computer all day long, this feels really nice to open the heart and stretch the front of the body. Okay, and then coming out of that, palms to the floor, right knee back to meet left. Bend the elbows to lower the heart down between the hands. Inhale to a cobra pose. Exhale to downward facing dog. Let's do the other leg. Take the left leg into the air. Open the hip and bend the knee. Knee points to the sky. Root down through those hands. And then look forward, step forward. Remember that good alignment. Knee is over the ankle. Back leg straightens out. Reach through the heel. And then planting the right palm, the left arm's going to go up for another twist. Returning your left hand down, you can take your right knee to the floor, extend your right foot behind you. Come on up for a low lunge. Again, find the hand position that feels best for you. Maybe hands behind the head if you like that one. There are other variations as well, so don't be limited. But you want to, the focus obviously is on the low body here, but give your upper body a nice stretch as well if you can. All right, hands to the floor, step the left knee back, and this time maybe tuck your toes and come to plank so you can take a full chaturanga dandasana. This is optional. You can always work with knees on the floor. If you're taking chaturanga, you can transition to up dog or just the tops of the feet are on the floor, and then downward facing dog. Take a couple of resting breaths in down dog, and we're going to get ready to flow into some sun A's. We've really done all of the poses that make up a sun A. Root into the hands, lift the hips, lengthen the torso here as you hold in down dog. And then when you're ready, look forward between the hands and step up to the top of the mat. Let's this time bring the big toes together. The big toes touch, heels are slightly apart, so your feet are together. And the one last piece of the puzzle really is Ardha Uttanasana. Take a half lift, so root your fingers into your shins, lengthening the head away from the tail. I always think of myself like I feel like I'm a bracket on like a shelf bracket. Like my back is the shelf and my arms are the bracket and my legs are the wall. That may not be helpful for you as a metaphor, but you can try it on. Let's go ahead and release Uttanasana. Root into the feet. Now reverse swan dive. So instead of rolling up, now we're coming up long and strong. Palms together in front of the heart. Follow the pace of your own breath here as we go into the first sun A. So inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold to Uttanasana. Now after the forward fold, we take an Ardha Uttanasana. Keep the neck long as you step to plank and lower chaturanga dandasana. Or again, your knees could come to the floor. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, roll over those toes, lift the hips, down dog. Root into the hands, elongate the torso, especially on inhales, think of lengthening. And then on exhales, maybe find a little more depth in your pose. As we flow through a number of sun A's, I'm going to cue a real short down dog, but if you like these longer held down dogs, up to 5 breaths, Feel free to do that for yourself. This is your own practice. Make it what you want. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees to step, walk, or hop forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse the swan dive, come up, and then palms together in front of the heart. And let's just keep flowing, one breath per movement. Inhale. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. One inhale. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root down to rise up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. We'll do a couple more. I'm actually going to stop cueing so you can focus on your own breath. I will keep practicing though, so if you're not sure what's coming next, you can always watch me. Continue to flow until the next time you get to down dog. And when you do arrive in down dog, just let yourself hold and breathe. Anytime you're in down dog, it's designed to be a resting pose, but if you are not feeling like you can rest here, if it's too vigorous, you can drop your knees to the floor, drop your hips to your heels, and take child's pose, letting your forehead rest on the ground and the neck release, just to give yourself a bit more relief. So then we're going to move on from down dog though. So if you've gone to child's pose, see if you can make your way back to down dog. Let's take the right leg into the air. Classic down dog split. Toes flex down, reach through the heel, root through the hands. Find a diagonal shape with your body. And then look forward. We're going to step the right foot all the way up between the hands. Pivot the back heel down. We're going to start moving into our basic standing poses here. Let's come to warrior one. So to get your alignment, maybe take a second to put your hands on your hips, like find your hip bones and then set them up so they're right across from each other. If it helps, step your left foot a little more to the left or turn your toes a little less outward if possible. Lunge into that right knee, root into the outer edge of the back foot, and then reach the arms up. Maybe bring the palms together and gaze up towards your thumbs. And then we're just going to take a vinyasa and go into the other side. So keeping it really simple with this sequence. If you need to skip your vinyasas, you can. If you choose to modify them at this point, you absolutely may. Let's take the left leg up, square hip down dog split, toes are flexed down, root into the hands, lift through the heel. And look forward, step forward. Pivoting your right heel down. The right toes turn out, but they're really only maybe 45 degrees out at the most. If you start to turn that foot to 90 degrees, it's going to tend to pull your right hip back. And we really want to think of moving that right hip forward and the left hip back so that the hips, again, level out with each other. Arms up, maybe palms together. And from here, take a vinyasa, head back to down dog. Take a couple breaths to hold. Inhale, look to the front of the mat. Exhale, step, walk, or hop your feet forward. Take a half lift. And folding down, let's take chair pose. So we're gonna come to Utkatasana. Bend the knees. Knees are right over the toes, navel in, tail down, arms up alongside the ears. Weight on your heels. So try not to let the weight move too far forward, just for the sake of your knees. Let's twist here. So left elbow outside of the right leg. Press your palms together and turn your torso. Try to keep those knees next to each other. And then we're gonna stand on the right foot and see if we can keep our balance as we step the left foot to the back of the mat to come to a full high lunge twist. Back knee is lifted, front knee is obviously bent. Maybe fly the arms with the left arm outside of the right leg. Let's float up. Keep your twist. Right arm reaches back, left arm reaches forward. Turn that torso, keep your lunge. Now we're gonna plant the left hand down inside of the right foot. Keep the shoulders stacked. See if you can move to a side plank on the left. Roll to the edge of the left foot and then walk the right foot back, and maybe it just comes halfway back for the modified version with the leg out from the hip and the knee right over the ankle, or you can step that foot all the way back so the inner edges of the feet match up. Lift the hips, lift the gaze. Flex into your feet, breathe. And then turning to the floor, we can take a vinyasa here. So nice and simple, getting back to down dog. Vinyasas are optional. They'll keep the practice a little bit more vigorous, a little bit warmer, up to you. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop your feet forward. Let's take a half lift and fold. Bend the knees, take chair pose, Utkatasana. And we're gonna twist the other way. So right elbow outside of the left knee. I'm gonna flip over here so I can keep looking at you guys. Breathe. Now we're gonna step that right foot back. Keep the balance, and look, if you need to use your hands in transition, it's okay. This is a practice. Balancing is challenging. We do want to challenge our balance, but that means sometimes we wobble, sometimes we lose it. It's okay. We're practicing. Fly the arms if you did on the first side. And then float up, left fingers back, right fingers forward. Reach, reach, reach. Keep your twist. Now right hand down. We're gonna do side plank on the right. So rolling to the outer edge of the right foot and take that left foot to either the modified or the full version of side plank. Lift the hips, maybe the gaze. And then we can flow. Turn to the floor, you're in plank, lower chaturanga or all the way down. Inhale, cobra or up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Hold to breathe. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Half lift and fold. We're gonna take chair pose again, Utkatasana, and then we're gonna go right into a sun B. So get our flow going again, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, chaturanga. Follow the breath. The sequence is one breath per movement. So once we get back to down dog, inhale the right leg into the air. Exhale, step it forward between the hands. Pivot the back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Just one breath. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, high to low plank. Back bend and down dog. Now we're gonna use this outline to continue on adding poses. So from down dog, when you're ready, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet up. Half lift, fold. Let's take chair, and we're gonna go back into the same sequence to start us off. Ardha Uttanasana, Chaturanga Dandasana. So basically, your vinyasa here. Once you get to down dog, inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one, and then we're gonna open to warrior two. So adjust your hips, adjust your back foot, take the arms out at shoulder height. Woo, knee over ankle, get everything aligned. And then look over your front fingertips to breathe as you deepen. All right, turn the front palm up. Let's take a couple breaths in a reverse warrior. Keep lunging forward. We're gonna start to add in a little balance practice here as well. So from reverse warrior, we're gonna try to just float into half moon. So try to keep the facing of your body the same direction as you reach your right fingers to the floor and transfer your weight off of the left foot and onto the right. Flex that lifted heel, reach that top arm up, or you could keep your left hand on your hip if you need to. Now from here, we're actually just gonna step our left foot down next to the right for chair pose, Utkatasana. And then we're gonna go back into our flow. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. And so on. Second side, inhale the left leg up. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, warrior one, and then exhaling to warrior two. Again, adjust your position and your alignment. Front heel back arch, knee over ankle, hips level across, shoulders over hips, arms at shoulder height. Look over those fingertips. Turn that front palm up, reverse warrior. And half moon pose, side two. This is Ardha Chandrasana. And right foot down next to left, chair pose, back into vinyasa. So Utkatasana, and fold, half lift, and etc. Let's start again. We're gonna add on a little differently this time. Right leg up, inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse, and then we're gonna straighten the front leg and come into triangle, Trigonasana. Maybe back of the hand against the inner shin. Long sides of the body, long legs, long arms. Let's rotate that top arm, take it overhead alongside the ear, palm faces the floor. And then strong through the core, lift the bottom hand, palms face each other. From here, we're gonna rotate the torso and step forward to warrior three. You can keep the arms extended if you've got room, or you could bring palms together in front of the heart. Reach through the lifted heel, reach through the head. And then once again, we're gonna step back to chair. So left foot down next to right, Utkatasana, Uttanasana, and Vinyasa. Keep following your breath. Inhale, take the left leg up. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, open to two. Inhale, reverse. Straighten the front leg and take several breaths in triangle, Trigonasana. Top arm overhead. Pick up the bottom hand, strengthen and stabilize. Turning your torso, rotating. Transfer your weight to the left foot for warrior three. And feet to the floor, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. And moving through Vinyasa to get back to down dog. Let's add on just a little bit more here. So from down dog, inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. We're going to take warrior one. And then we're going to transition from warrior one to dancer pose. So take that right arm out and then see if you can transfer your weight to your right foot and pick up your left foot behind you. Grab the inner edge of the foot. Lift up. Find a back bend here. All right, so this next transition, a little more challenging. Some of you have done this with me before. See if you can hold on to the foot as you carefully bring those right fingers to the ground. And if you lose your foot in the process, no problem. We're going to half moon again. But if you've got the foot still, Ardha Shavasana, which is a variation of half moon. Turn your body open and pull the heel away from the hip. All right. Let go of the foot, bend the front knee, step back, and let's take extended side angle. So back arch lined up with front heel, forearm to thigh, tap arm overhead alongside the ear. If you're used to going deeper in your extended side pose, you could bring the fingers to the floor along the outer edge of your ankle. And then come on up, reverse, stretch way back, reverse warrior, hands to the floor, vinyasa. We'll do the other side. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, warrior one, and then moving in the direction of your dancer pose. And then carefully do the best you can. Again, it's a balanced practice. It doesn't have to be perfect, but maybe bringing those left fingers to the floor and then opening Ardha Shavasana. And if you don't have that foot anymore, it's okay. You can just take another half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Let go of the foot. Bend the front knee, step back long. Take your extended side angle pose. Maybe deepening if you did on the first side, but try not to collapse it. So there's a difference between deepening and collapsing a pose. All right, stretch on back, reverse warrior, and once again, vinyasa. All right, so from downward facing the dog, let's just inhale, look forward, exhale, step walk or hop the feet forward, half lift and fold. And let's take chair pose, Utkatasana, and then straighten the legs, come to standing. We're gonna step out wide for a nice Prasarita Padottanasana. So parallel your feet, a leg length apart, hands to the hips, and just let yourself fold down to the center here. Maybe walk the hands in between the feet, lean the weight forward toward the balls of the feet, let your head hang down heavy. And for my more advanced people, if you want to take a tripod headstand from here, feel free to do so. If your head's not on the floor, it's not going to be available, so just don't worry about it. Continue to fold. And if your feet are up, float them down. Once your feet are on the ground, let's rise back up to standing. Come all the way up. Let's just turn the toes out. And we're going to inhale, reach the arms out and up. As you exhale, palms together in front of the heart as you bend the knees towards the toes. And then shift to the right, shift to the left. shift to the right, and to the left. And we're going to do a little bit of stretching work here. So we're going to let our knee move all the way over those right toes and see if we can drop down, coming onto our left heel in kind of a squat on the right side, but that left leg is extended. And then the right arm moves inside the right knee, palms pressed for a twist, or some of you might be able to take a bind with the right arm wrapping around that right knee and the left hand coming behind to clasp. Lift the top shoulder. Now from here, let's actually go ahead and drop our left hip all the way to the floor and tuck the sole of the right foot into that left thigh and take Janu Shirshasana, a knee to head pose. So inhale, reach the arms out and up, and then facing your left leg, exhale, fold down over it. Hands to the floor, maybe you easily reach the foot, but don't worry if you can't. Keep the leg a little engaged, let the upper body release down. All right, come on up. And from here, let's just take a simple boat pose. So moving to both of your sit bones, hands behind the thighs, lift the heart, lift the shins. And then maybe reach the arms out. So shins can be parallel to the floor. If you want to go deeper and straighten the legs, see if you can also move the heart towards the legs so that you're kind of doing a little counterbalance to get that happening. And feet to the floor, hands behind you, plug your shoulders in for a reverse table. Press down to lift up. Try to get the hips as high as the knees, chin in or head back. And sit bones back to the floor. Once again, boat pose. Just float right into it. Find your balance here. This obviously is it's a core focused pose, but it's a balance pose. So sort of notice both aspects. We should be balancing, but we also should be working those core muscles. Now from here, we're going to try to just rock to chair pose. So see if you can bring your feet down, use your hands if you need to, and then come on up, Utkatasana, straighten the legs, come to standing. Let's step the feet wide. We're going to do another variation on Prasarita, and then we'll hit the other leg for our stretching. Hands behind the back this time, interlace fingers, shoulder blades back and down, lead with the heart for a good fold here. Let the weight move forward toward the balls of the feet. Keep your shoulder blades on your back even as the arms move out and away. Head can hang completely heavy, so let go of your neck muscles. And then root down with the feet to rise up with the upper body. Turn those toes out. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart as the knees bend towards the toes. Shift to the left, straighten the right leg, shift to the right, straighten the left leg. And we're just gonna go right to the left this time. So see if you can keep bending the knee towards the toes and pop up onto your right heel. If this is problematic for your knee, sit this one out. It's not a big deal. We all have to listen to our own bodies and we are not all the same. If you're fine here though, left arm inside of the knee, press the palms and twist, or you can take a bind potentially and lift your heart. Now notice my shin is actually, or my calf is on the ground, but the hip should not be on the ground. So we're not sitting down just yet. Okay, and now we can release that bind and go ahead and actually lower the weight to our right sit bone. Tuck the left foot in, flex the right leg, engage your quad a little bit here. Inhale, reach the arms out and up, and exhale, fold over that leg. All right, walk the hands back in. And let's take both legs out in front of us. Just give them a little shake. And then shift your hips forward so that you can lower down onto the ground. Knees bent, heels slightly away from the hips. Let's just do a little back bending practice today. I'm just going to talk through bridge. If you are a more advanced practitioner and you want to take a wheel here, this is a good opportunity, but I'm not going to talk through it today just to keep things simple because there is nothing wrong with bridge as a back bend. So heels should be slightly away from the hips so you can just kind of graze them with your fingertips. Press the feet down and then lift the hips up off the ground, rolling your spine up. And then if you can, kind of shimmy your shoulders one at a time underneath your upper back so you're really on your upper arms and maybe interlacing the fingers below your back. Press the feet down and lift on up and breathe. Let's come on down, so get the shoulders out of the way, roll back to the floor, spine down, and then let's just take the legs straight up into the air. This is very simple. We're just almost like making an L shape. However, if your hamstrings are real tight, that might be challenging. It's okay if the knees are a little bent. But for those of you whose hamstrings are fine here, maybe push up through the feet a little bit, push down through the low back, so that it's a little bit of an active engagement, and maybe reach the arms overhead. And then let's bend the knees, bring the feet back to the floor, and we're going to take one more bridge pose if you can, or wheel if you prefer. Lift the hips up, get the shoulders underneath you, 5 to 7 breaths here. And when you're ready to come down, try to bring your spine down nice and, mindfully. So one vertebra at a time if you can. And then let's cross the right ankle onto the left thigh. Pick up the left foot, reach the hands behind that left thigh, and just draw your legs towards you a little bit here. Maybe left leg straightens, draw it towards you. And you can even rotate your ankle or flex point a little bit if that feels good to you. And let's let that go. Left foot back to the floor, switch sides. So right foot to the floor, left ankle on right thigh, reach behind your right thigh as you pick your right foot up off the floor, draw in towards you. Try to keep your head and shoulders on the ground here as well. And then straighten up the right leg, or do the same thing that you did on the first side. Maybe a little rotation of the ankle or a little flex point if that would feel good to you. All right, and then release. Bring both knees into the chest, rock shoulders to hips a couple times. Rolling through your spine. And then come all the way up to sitting. All right. Let's take Baddha Konasana here. So bring your feet together, knees go wide. Let yourself lean forward into this stretch. And come on up. We are going to tuck the right heel over by the left hip, lay that knee down, step the left foot over for a nice seated twist. Use your right elbow around or past the left knee to turn over your left shoulder gently. All right, so moving out of your twist, let's actually try to stack now this left knee on top of the right. So we're kind of going to get that left foot out of the way, move to the edge of your foot. We're going to set up for Gomukhasana. So knees stacked, and then take the left arm up, bend the elbow, reach with the right hand for the elbow, draw the elbow towards your head. Or for those of you who have a little bit more opening in the shoulder sockets, right arm out, rotate, bring it behind you, bend the elbow, and see if you can climb your right fingers up your back and clasp the fingers behind you. If that's a no-go, just go ahead and bring your right hand back to your left elbow and stick with that version. If you want, you can actually also start to lean slowly inward, down, folding towards your legs. And come on back up, nice and easy. And we're just gonna switch sides. So tuck the left heel underneath you, step the right foot over. Starting with your twist, use your left arm, turn right. Releasing your twist, move your right foot over to the side so your knees can stack. Right arm up, bend the elbow, grab that elbow and then draw in towards your head. And then if you did on the first side, you can try for that bind, rotating and then bringing the arm behind you if it's too much. And sometimes one side will be possible and the other side will not be, and you just have to make peace with that. Our bodies are not often symmetrical. Maybe a little lean in. All right, and then just bring yourself back up out of that, release the hands, and we can just simply come to a cross-legged position from here. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Close your eyes, tune back into your breath here. Now at the end of your practice, see how you're feeling. And we'll end with just a simple bow forward. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining me again today and sharing this practice. Namaste. Great work. Just a reminder, I encourage you to take some time in Shavasana now so you can come to your back, maybe hug your knees in for a moment, take a little happy baby, anything that would feel good, and then just let it all go. Give yourself 5 minutes in corpse pose if you can. After that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you did have any questions or comments about this video, feel free to post those for me. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and that's it. I hope you'll join me again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.